Board games exist. They're a tenacious form of entertainment that's spread across cultures and time in a way few others have. Odds are the average person has some collection of experiences playing board games throughout their lives. Some may be comforting, like a stormy night with family and friends, sipping hot cocoa and playing the game of life, Pirates of the Caribbean edition, the version of the game we all played, right guys? While others can be among your most upsetting memories, like any game you played in college with a group of people you just met. And with the ever-growing impossible amount of titles out there, ranging from ubiquitous to obscure, everyone probably has a favorite, or is never too far from their next board game interaction, whether they know it or not. And you know what else the average person has probably interacted with? TV shows. And if TV writers love one thing, it's making their characters interact with the stuff their viewers interact with. Creating in-universe media that the characters are invested in can be a great way to flesh out the world and make it more relatable. But fictional characters seem to use board games a lot less than other types of leisure, regardless of their massive presence. It's probably just easier to have a prop book or have your character watch 5 seconds of a made-up show. When board games do appear, and it's not just chess to let the characters do a big brain mindbender thing, it's usually just for a quick gag, which makes sense, because it's probably difficult to revolve an entire plot around what's typically seen as a static activity, especially when the first step is to design a completely new game well enough for it to have extended screen time. But every now and then you get a writing team that dares to make full-on
Game is nuts.
It's happening!
You can do it!
My formative intro to board-based world-building was most likely the Season 1 episode of SpongeBob, Arg, though it's mostly outshined in the public consciousness by the Season 2 episode Sailor Mouth. If you say SpongeBob board game episode, that's probably what most people will think of first, and for good reason. The Eels and Escalator segment of that one is deservingly iconic.
Ha! Escalators!
Eels.
But that game is only one side gag of the greater episode, the plot at large revolving around their swearing. In Arg, not gonna get tired of saying that, the board game is the main plot device, even creating a twist that puts the events in a new perspective. More on that in a bit. It's a slow day at the Krusty Krab, so Patrick has stopped by to join SpongeBob in a game of
The Flying Dutchman's Treasure Hunt.
Mr. Krabs initially mistakes it for a chance to make real money, as he is of course a greedy bastard. The boys clear things up, but also explain the game is at least based on a real treasure map, and this soothes Eugene into a more relaxed gaming session. This one seems like a classic style roll dice, move spaces, pick random event cards type of game, but it also has some cool interactable elements to it, which is a fun plus. The central one being the win condition of reaching the Dutchman's treasure that you actually get to dig up with a tiny shovel. This proves to be maybe a bit too interactive because Mr. Krabs' first win gets him unfortunately overexcited. He makes the boys play 17 games in a row, and when SpongeBob manages to pull away and go home, Mr. Krabs is already waiting in his house with the game set up to continue. His relentless pleas for one more round result in a line that I'm sure my parents got annoyed with their kids repeating over and over again.
Mr. Krabs! I wanna go to bed!
And you know what? Mr. Krabs takes it pretty well. He apologizes and everything is back to no, of course not. He buys a whole ship and tells the boys they're gonna go on a real treasure hunt instead. But I'd say that's an upgrade. I mean, I'd say yes to that. Their adventure gives us so many classic moments that changed our collective brains forever. My favorite being
10,000 paces east. Oh, east? I thought you said west. West.
Things are fun for a while, but then Mr. Krabs uses emotional manipulation to make the boys stick with him after they start getting exhausted and hungry. And later that night is when we got our twist as they sneak into his tent after being too excited to sleep. They discover that the alleged
Real treasure map.
Mr. Krabs has been following has been the board game this whole time, with him essentially trying to play it in real life. You know, like an insane guy. And the reveal is my favorite part of the episode. It might seem like an obvious twist as an adult, but when I was first seeing this in the single digits, my mind was blown. An intro to the psychological thriller of sorts, especially since it ends with him losing out on a real treasure because he tries to sell out Patrick and SpongeBob. The very item that caused the spark of his addiction. now being a meaningless token of his hubris. As I watched more board game segments and episodes for this video, I realized that the obsessive spiral is a common trope among many of them. There's just a lot of good narrative potential with juxtaposing the mundaneness of some of these games with what's seen as an incredibly disproportionate reaction. But also, it goes back to that relatability aspect a little. We laugh because it seems ridiculous, but it's also kinda true. If you're watching this, you, like me, have probably been insanely invested in something that made you look crazy from the outside. Or you've had a group gaming session that wasn't too far off from sinking into legitimate hysteria. And getting to put on your normal hat and watch fictional characters do that instead is gratifying and entertaining. Another example I really enjoyed was Kiff, created by Lucy Heavens and Nick Small, is a light fantasy buddy comedy series. It follows the titular squirrel Kiff Chatterley and her group of friends as they navigate their mystical yet bizarrely suburban life. One episode will be about an ancient curse turning everyone to stone, and the next is just Kiff and Barry going to an aquarium. The dialogue is clever, the visual gags are well executed, and the line delivery is top-notch, not to oversell it or anything. And there's a refreshingly non-cheesy but still heartwarmingly genuine friendship amidst it all. It's cute watching these two make it through all kinds of strange happenings, knowing that nothing would ever tear them apart.
But if you roll a 6, I will never talk to you again.
And if I don't roll the 6, I will go back in time and stop us from ever being friends.
Whoa, alright, let's back it up a little. The episode Thunderstorm Game Night has Kiff sitting in on a Buns family tradition for the first time, playing a game called Head of the Table. They're quick to let her know the game can make them a bit kooky, so these days they only play it if a loud storm is happening outside. I love this framing because it gives us the rainstorm bottle episode trope, as well as letting Kiff essentially be the stand-in for the audience. It makes it feel more natural when there's an explanation of mechanics or lack thereof.
To make it to the head of the table.
You have to get at least 50 nuts.
It's 100 nuts.
What? No, it's 50.
It is 100
No,
nuts.
it's not.
Always
It's
been
always
100
been
nuts.
50.
I can't believe that
Half
you don't
of 100,
remember
not
nuts. Don't argue with me. I'm your mother.
5.
It's also a great portrayal of going to a friend's house and witnessing a chaotic aspect of their family dynamic that they're weirdly casual about. For the game itself, it seems like the most aggravating parts of Monopoly, Parcheesi, and Sorry all put into one, and unlike the SpongeBob episode, there's no facade of normalcy here. The family is instantly at each other's throats the second it's time to choose game pieces. Even the usually meek Barry cracks after like one turn.
Pick Mom, Harry, and Kiff.
Oh,
Then he's just crazy with the rest of them when he comes back, and starts dominating until Kiff is the only live player. During a snack break, she says she wants to quit because she doesn't want Barry to be sad if the game ends poorly, but after head of the table pilled Barry pretty much calls her weak-minded, the notion goes away. The game after this is such wonderful melodrama rivaling that of Yu-Gi-Oh! I particularly got major Yami vibes from the way Kiff presents what could be the game-winning card as the plot reaches its apex. There's one dice roll left where Barry needs a 6 to avoid losing, but he throws it too hard and it flies under a chair. Before it can be revealed, the storm abruptly ends and then everyone just goes completely back to normal. But then we do get a pullback to show that the die stuck in the carpet ambiguously. Since Barry and Kiff were pulling the armchair directly up when the storm cleared, we're left wondering how long their argument could have lasted about what the roll technically was. It's an uncharacteristically tense ending for the show after watching everyone also be so uncharacteristically aggressive. It's such a great tone shift, but there's also a lot of value in a cast that's already deranged and unhinged getting a chance to really let loose even more, and there's 2 great episodes where exactly that gets to happen. First, Exhibit A. The Always Sunny gang are truly demented individuals, and even that may be putting it lightly.
I'm gonna see if you bleed green.
No.
You're eating the dog!
Frank?
Oh my God.
What the hell did you do to yourself?
I just wanna be pure.
A major appeal of the series is not knowing what those wacky folks will get up to next, and there's a certain Season 7 episode where the group themselves don't know the answer to that. Even the tried and true method of the missing member of the group entering the scene doesn't bring the plot forward.
Oh, I don't have any news. I thought you guys have news.
You usually
You always come in hot with news.
Yeah, what's the plan?
Oh, I got nothing.
Really?
But eventually, after some discussion, they decide, well, mostly Dennis and Dee decide, that it's a perfect day to have Frank play his first game of CharDee MacDennis, a board game of their own invention. Charlie and Mac are not on board at first, since they have apparently lost the last 18 times in a row, but they eventually cave. Like with Kiff, this being Frank's first session lets him be the audience stand-in, but for this game, that definitely doesn't help. I'm constantly baffled by how much chaos this show manages to squeeze into 22 minutes, and this is a prime example of that.
Put my cage on the bar so I can see.
Shut up, dog.
Let me have a go at it. Yeah, here.
The game itself is split into this format: a pre-game wine and cheese reception, followed by 3 levels of challenges, mind, body, and spirit, each with their own subcategories. And each level is also separated by their own wine and cheese socials and can be advanced independently by each team, but also must be played simultaneously. If that already sounds beautifully convoluted, it is, every step of the way. There's counteractive rules and caveats every other second, and the challenges range from being unfairly subjective to objectively impossible.
The artist from your team must draw the clue from the card on your teammate's back. The teammate must guess the clue based solely on feel.
Well, there's a fair amount of clock stoppages.
Yeah, each team gets 3 timeouts. There's a halftime, post-level breaks, a 2-minute warning, and a significant amount of injury stoppages.
Hence the first aid kit.
Now, all right, what is the greatest band in the world?
Chumbawamba.
Oh, correct! Nice!
Whoa, that's not trivial.
The moment you think you've got a handle on any shred of logic to the game's inner workings, something is introduced that cancels it out. And because of that, for this one, I feel explaining the details further of what's going on honestly lessens the experience if you haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil the ending either because of how wonderful it is. It's just an episode of TV you really have to check out at least once. And if you enjoy that, there's also a sequel episode where they're trying to sell the game to Mattel so it can be sold commercially. And of course, things go even more off the rails.
Gang, the keys to your cuffs have been sewn into your forearm.
The Amazing World of Gumball episode takes things a step further by having reality itself unravel in addition to the family's mental stability, although it also has a strikingly similar backstory for the game as CharDee MacDennis. It's also a board game that Gumball and Darwin designed themselves an amount of years ago, which they now avoid because of their negative experiences with it. But it's thrown back into their lives when, get ready for this, while cleaning, Gumball accidentally finds the remains of their lost sibling and Nicole needs a distraction to not tell Darwin about it.
Darwin the First? So that's where you were hiding.
Wait, I thought you said that Darwin the First left to live a happier life on a farm with other fishes.
You did.
And they just don't mention that again, so I won't either. Moving on. For a while after the game's reintroduction to their lives, Gumball and Darwin avoid it. They firmly believe it shouldn't be played already, but also there's fourth wall breaking orchestral stings to let them know it's bad.
We have to destroy that game.
They decide to destroy it, but find the rest of the family inside having just started a game. And unfortunately, we're dealing with Jumanji Zathura rules here, so Gumball explains that now the game must be finished. Luckily, the rules are very simple.
Okay, so the rules are pretty simple. You roll the dice, then take a dare card. If you do the dare, then you move forward that many spaces. If you don't, then you have to take a dodge card and move half the spaces.
Okay, and how do you win?
Oh, you have to roll an exact number to land on the last square.
At first, the dares are kind of fun, and the family is genuinely enjoying themselves, but things take a turn when Nicole starts feeling competitive and forces Anais into a dodge on a technicality. The dodge card dictates the floor is lava for her, and it actually happens. From here, we just keep declining in this fashion. Darwin's arm is linked to Richard, Gumball sings impulsively, Anais can't step on the ground ever again, and this happens to Nicole.
I'm finishing the game right now.
Or are you?
Every sentence you say is going to start with or, isn't it?
Or is it?
I'll take that as a yes.
Or will?
Yes!
They try to just stop playing and go about their days, but hauntingly, the dodge effects persist, forcing them to continue. The family agrees to only do dare cards to finish things up as quickly as possible, which still results in its own form of hilarious chaos. I couldn't breathe from laughing when first seeing Nicole drive from the backseat of the car, which is also a similar way that everyone almost dies by the end of the episode. But luckily, Gumball rolls a 6 to wait a second. 2 board game episodes where a blue animal has to roll a 6 to win. Weird. But yeah, Gumball rolls a 6 to save their lives. It's a wild ride even by this show's standards, and I love it for that. And right now, you're not asking me anything, but it's a good transition to say that you are. So right now you're asking, yeah, the crazy stuff is fun, but are there episodes where it just gets to be about normal reactions to a board game and still be entertaining? And yes, there are. Such as our final example, thanks for asking. Many of you watching may know Sonic Boom as that one series you've seen all the funny out of context clips for. Well, I'm here to stake my claim, saying that somehow the show is even better with context.
I got this.
Has Eggman gone back to his old tricks?
You'd think someone would have invented an easier way to do this by now.
I found these low-stakes versions of the characters to be super likable, and even the newly added Styx the Badger fit in very well. The jokes are punchy and witty with well-executed meta-humor that doesn't just rely on talking down to itself, which surprised a lot of people due to how poorly some of the games were received during this era. If you want self-aware sitcom-style Sonic fun, this is the place to go. Such is the case with the Season 1 episode that made me start taking notice when TV shows center a plot around board games. In this one, Amy has recently gotten into a new game, and she's made to practice by herself, which feels like a crime against humanity.
Oh, what are you doing?
Nothing embarrassing, I'll tell you that right now.
After going to a local meetup for companionship, she finds out Eggman is also a fan, and they start playing the game in secret when not battling. Eggman isn't very good at the game, so Amy helps train him. These sessions are where we get more info on the game's mechanics.
You got enforcers, but you're missing decoy dogs, assist pups, and defense mutts. The goal is to eliminate all of your opponent's puppies from the board. Each puppy has its own unique abilities. Goldie the Retriever can dig a hole, trapping one of your opponent's pieces for 3 turns. Charlene Sharpay has a bark that can scare a smaller dog off the board.
What's that one do?
Gertie the Bulldog. If you move her, she tracks mud in the house, which gets her kicked off the board immediately.
But Amy's absence causes notice when the rest of the gang feels that not a lot of plot has been happening to them recently, so they decide to get involved with her storyline and join her at PuppyCon. And things are going really well for a bit, but of course Robotnik is evil, so he hatches a complex scheme to steal a game piece he likes from a literal child.
That guy stole my fancy poodle!
Did not. We traded. Your fancy poodle for my not destroying all you hold dear.
Amy challenges him to a tense battle for it, offering up her own most prized piece if she loses. And from the weird tendency we found today, you may expect Sonic needing to jump in at the end and roll a 6 so Amy can win. And I swear to you, that would be great for the video, but no, Amy wins on her own using high-level strategic tactics, which is also satisfying. She even gets to use emotional threats when Eggman still doesn't want to concede, and it results in a pretty cute ending. This one is a big rainy day watch for me, and it comes in clutch when I have the apparently unusual need for a chill board game episode.
And game over. I win!
And those are some of my highlights for what I see as a too rare trope. Tell me about your favorites I didn't cover if you've got them. There's some honorable mentions on screen which didn't make it in for various reasons. I've got a Patreon in the description if you want to support future videos, and that's that. Stay cool.